This is the new James Tyler JTG Mark 1 in metallic black. Lots of people have been chatting about these, the new made in China range that James Tyler are doing. They are handcrafted in China. They're still the Tyler design. They've got a bunch of the Tyler secret sauce happening in here. They're even set up in the James Tyler USA factory. So before we dive into the tones in isolation and talk about some of the specs, let's hear this thing. Came out of the box not only in tune but set up perfectly. If you've seen the Tyler YouTube channel, they talk about how they like to set the action as 2 mil on the low 4 strings and 1.5 mil on the 2 high strings. That's exactly what it measured on this guitar. The relief was set at 4/1000ths out of the box. I don't know why that's so hard to say, but it is so hard to say. So it came out playing perfectly. It was in tune. The hand-rolled edges feel really, really nice. It's a super comfortable neck on there. It's got this very thin satin finish as well. The onboard switching isn't quite as involved as something like a USA Studio Elite or a Dan Huff model, but you've still got a 5-way switch wired up to a master volume and tone with a separate little push switch to engage the preamp. So when this is in the out position, the preamp is engaged, and this control here will give you the amount of boost. What I want to do is show you that even with the boost at a minimum, the preamp still has quite an impact on the tone. Let's just start on the neck single coil. love that with the mid boost all the way down, just engaging the preamp adds a bit of beef to those single coil modes, in particular positions 2 and 4 on there. It's like an instant Stevie Ray Vaughan switch. And as you bring it up, you can really transform the sound of that jangly neck single coil into something that is super fat and mean. We'll hear it on some lead sounds in just a little bit, because I think that's where it really shines, especially on the humbucker. For the clean sounds with the humbucker, I prefer it with the preamp off. It's just a little more open sounding and less compressed. However, for a, say, Tabor style rock tone, on the neck pickup, preamp disengage, I think it still sounds pretty fat, but when you kick that preamp in, even with the boost at a minimum, it just brings that extra something, that extra bit of oomph. And of course, we've got to hear it for those sparkly 80s style cleans. I think, again, having the mid-boost preamp all the way down and just engaging the preamp brings that extra little bit of magic. We'll start with the preamp disengaged. I'll give you the neck pickup and then the neck and middle position. Finally, let's hear it doing the usual giant Chungus kind of tone that I like to use when I'm playing with Ragdoll. I actually did a gig with this guitar over the weekend, and I found that I was mostly playing on the bridge pickup with the preamp at around halfway, but I'd have the preamp disengaged when I was playing rhythm guitar, and I just kind of reach down and try to press a little button for my lead. So I'll give you an example of that. We'll also hear the preamp engaged at its minimum on the neck pickup, because I think that's a pretty cool tone as well. This is a fantastic instrument with a build quality that rivals, if not surpasses, my made in US Fenders. The fact that you're getting this very unique finish, you're getting features like the mid-boost preamp, you're getting the Tyler playability that they are so renowned for. I know some people are going to look at the headstock and say, yeah, that's like taking a teaspoon of Vegemite. I don't know if I'm into it. I happen to really like Vegemite, so I'm kind of into this. Having been lucky enough to go to the Tyler factory at the end of last year and see the detail that they go to in their American-made guitars. I've even been to the factory that makes their Japanese guitars, and there was the same level of detail, craftsmanship, and just general care. This is a Tyler, you know. I don't think it matters that it's made in China because they have gone in and absolutely spec'd this to the teeth. You're not just out there sticking a legacy brand name on something that maybe doesn't play too well. You're going to get an excellent guitar, and I think this is a testament to that. But I want to hear from all of you in the comments right now. Let me know your thoughts on this guitar, the tones in here, and if this is something that appeals to you spec-wise. They do a bunch of other colors, and they've also got the JTG Mongoose style coming out as well, which looks super cool, more in the sort of Les Paul meets Telly direction. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, you can sign up to my Patreon. You can check out some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll. A massive shout out to Rich at Tyler Guitars for getting this one out to me so that I can make a bunch of guitar noises with it. I'll see you all on the next one. Polarizing headstocks of the guitar world, James Tyler Guitars, and the giant Leon Todd 5-head. It kind of looks like the Wi-Fi symbol, or so my wife always tells me when I do this.